Hello, everyone, and welcome to Web3 TV. My name is Lisa Amnegard, and today we are at the STEP conference in Dubai. Joining me right now is Daniel Victorino, CEO and founder of Galaxies. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Lisa.
How's your day so far?
Busy, but good busy.
I can imagine.
yes.
It seems like you've been running around all day.
It is. It is. It's hot. It's a big event, but it's been fun. A lot of other startups, companies, panels. Really interesting. It's our first time here.
And you flew in to attend the STEP conference. So tell me a little bit more. What are your thoughts on the UAE as a startup scene?
We had high hopes, but I think it surprised us a lot. It exceeded our expectations. The ecosystem here is thriving, and I think there's the same vision between government agencies, enterprises, SMBs, and in terms you feel like you're having the same conversation. People are much more willing to try out new products. And I think it's one of the fastest growing regions globally in terms of percent per year. So I think there's a lot of opportunities for new solutions, new companies.
Especially when it comes to AI and tech.
Yes, definitely.
And that's something where your company is excelling in. So, and I think your company is one of those companies that solves those problems that many people have been trying to
Hopefully.
solve. Yeah. So I'll leave it to you. Tell us a little bit more about Galaxies and what you're doing.
Of course. I don't know if anyone ever tried to hire a market research agency or have ever tried to do market research by yourself, but I would imagine maybe it wasn't the best experience. It's usually expensive, it takes a long time, and it's not for everyone, right? Hiring a company like Nielsen, Ipsos, Kantar, it's quite expensive. And I felt the pain myself for a while. I worked a lot with that my last position was a CMO in London for a while. And the idea was what if there was a better way to do this? Fast, scalable, even you see the privacy trend going on around data, so many discussions around to keep the user private in anything like that. So the idea that we started was, what if you could predict the consumer behavior before it actually happened? And what we developed is a technology we call synthetic personas, in which we do traditional surveys, traditional questionnaires, but after that, we use machine learning to basically find the patterns, find the clusters, and this will be input like a brain, and this will be used to train AI models that would behave like the eyes and the nose or the mouth, and then we can generate these synthetic customers, and we can use them to answer other surveys, but I think the cooler idea is they will interact with products, they can see marketing campaigns, advertisements, and they will give you your opinion, and they never need to sleep, they don't need to sign an NDA, they're always available, so we not only expedite, it becomes very fast, but always we reduce the costs by several amounts for the companies.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the main culprits that many companies have is, especially when it comes to marketing campaigns, but even launching new products. So tell us a little bit, how much money can a company save by being able to predict the outcome before they actually put down the money?
Yes, so I think we have in the last few years done a lot of the marketing by trial and error, right? The famous ABCD tests, but that costs money. And what we have a customer that we work closely back in Brazil is an insurance company. We were able to help them a product that used to take 2.5 years to be released in 2 months. And the amount of money they saved was in the order of 97%, 97. So it's a big reduction in terms of cost as well. So I think those are the main value adds. It's very fast and very cost effective as well.
Yeah, and like you said, you're using AI in implementing it into your business model. But how do you see this region implementing your services?
It's a great question as well. As we come from Brazil, is a very diverse nation. You have, I think, almost every nationality and culture. It's a big country. It's the size of the United States or Russia, but we had a lot of immigration. So we developed a technology in a market that is very diverse, and it works really well to find the groups of consumers within your consumers. So, for example, someone can be of the same age group, living in the same city, or even being for the same gender. But, for example, I like tennis, you like football. I like to go to the beach. We're going to go to the countryside, for example. So you can do hyper-personalized offers at scale. And here as well, in the UAE, I think there are over something around 200 nationalities, I think all of them.
Yeah.
So it's a very diverse country and nation as well. So I think it works really well in that regard. And also, as it is one of the fastest growing regions, they have a lot of products they want to put out in the market. So if you can help them do that faster in a more cost-effective way, I think that would be great. So I think that's why it's a fit for us here.
And if, let's say, a business approaches you and your services can help in multiple areas, really. But in your opinion, where do you see Galaxy's having the most effect, whether it is in marketing campaigns or new product launches, or where do you see it having the most effect?
A great question. So we've been working closely with the areas within the company that are called consumer marketing sites, the famous CMI, which basically they work as an area of knowledge to serve marketing as a whole. So branding, media, different areas within marketing. And also the other area we'll be working closely is innovation. Innovation as well works kind of horizontally with product releases, with prototyping, and also marketing. But I think the strong use cases we have is to find the groups within your consumers. So our questionnaires our tool can be deployed within your app, in a CRM. It's a link, just like a Google Forms. Could be done like in the social media, through an influencer, even QR codes in an event like this. So it's very flexible in terms of where you can use it and gather this information, gather this data. And once you do that, you can, if you have, for example, a same product, you can tweak it differently for the different clusters of consumers. So I think finding a new version, tweaking a new version, doing a hyper-personalized offer in terms of marketing as well, especially with the creatives, like different versions of videos, short videos, arts, like taglines, communication, just to understand what would resonate more. And I think also just like if people they have a connection, right? Do you like it? Why do you like it? Do you understand it? Would you buy it? So it works a lot in those two areas, I think. But now we're discussing as well, for example, with HR, because with companies with more than 60,000 employees, every time they need to release a new policy, change like a vacation policy, it's a hassle to understand how everyone would react.
Yeah.
So we enable some companies to generate like synthetic employees so they can try out some ideas before needing to go again and talking with everyone. So we are just experiencing a lot of different use cases as well.
It saves money and it saves time.
Exactly.
Which I guess is very important for businesses. But just in terms of these surveys, how can you ensure that the people that are answering the surveys are being trustworthy?
That's a great question. So we developed some scripts. They will look what we call a human response time. So if you have a behavior of trying to answer too fast, we're going to discard your answer. If, for example, your answer are like 130 years old, right? That seems a little unlikely because so we're going to discard your answer. And we have something that is called false positives or false negatives. For example, if I ask for your income, I can ask in another question how many toilets you have in your home, if you live alone, if you're rent or you're on your property, so you can understand if they're being truthful generally. And the other thing we do is once the synthetic personas are generated, we will go and try to ask the same questions to real users. So it's not a complete substitution, but it's a hybrid model. So it starts with real users and finishes again with the real users, just to be sure. And we have been expecting from 91 to 98% of assertiveness, which is like how similar the answers are between the synthetic and the real users.
Okay, so you get kind of a good database of information about your customers.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. If you want to catch us, so the most active social media we have is LinkedIn, so you can find us there with all the news about product releases and everything.
Yeah, we'll link it down below so
Perfect.
People can find you as well.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. And that's all we had for you today. My name is Lisa Amnegard, and you're watching Web3 TV.